Okay, with Dale Loon, co-director of Waking Conundrum, played at the action fantasy thriller festival. Really interesting film. This was done at the Toronto Film School, correct?
Yes, yes, it was.
And Alyssa-Rose Hunter was your co-director,
Yep. She's the one that helped me bring everything together because I did all the planning, all
and
the
you wrote the
pre-production.
screenplay as well, right?
Yeah, I wrote it, I directed it, and yeah, I was actually running everything. It was really difficult, but it was really great having her along as well.
And then you guys, so how, like, you're from a small town in Ontario, Kenora, right?
Yes, well, mainly a reservation just north of Kenora. It's called Grassy Narrows First Nation.
Okay. And then but you wanted you're always, I guess I'm assuming you got interested in film when you were there.
No, not really. It was just like a sudden decision. I do that a lot. If there's something I want to do, uh, I do it. I
Okay.
go like I pursue it with a ferocious determination, and I don't stop until it's done.
So tell me, then what was your motivation? Like, when was that sudden motivation to go to film school?
Well, I was seeing these prompts for at the one school I was going to when I was pursuing my grade 12 at the age of 35. I'm like, might as well get it done. So there were programs in the media, and I saw Toronto Film School was one of them, and they were actually giving a discount to Native Americans or Indigenous peoples, and I thought about it. But then, I left because at that time I was a homeless. I was into alcohol. So this one day I was drinking with my friends and I got bored. All of a sudden I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go to Toronto Film School. I got up and stood up and started walking, and my friends were laughing and they thought I wasn't serious. But 2 years later, here I am, still going to school, and I created Waking Conundrum.
That's a story in itself, though. You should make that. You should do that. Make that film.
Yeah, there's been quite a few people in the school. They've been wanting to talk to me about it, like do interviews or even a documentary about it.
Yeah.
Uh, but I'm not sure if that would be a very interesting story.
Or okay, so let's connect the dots here. So you said you're homeless. Are you were you have a like did you have a substance abuse problem? Do you think you're an alcoholic?
Yeah, I was for like 11 years. I had a problem,
Okay. And you've been
but it's
sober
just
since? You've been sober for a long time?
yeah, 2 years. Yes.
Congratulations. I know it's not easy.
Thanks. No, it's not. Especially when I was feeling like so horrible on the bus ride to Toronto Film School.
Okay, so so something must have but there's some divine intervention or something like that that kind of motivated you to do that because obviously you weren't, I'm assuming you weren't happy and you wanted to do something with your life when you're feeling that way, and then you just decided you saw an opportunity, you just took advantage of it.
Yes, yes, that's pretty much how you could sum it up. Yeah, but it wasn't total sadness or depression. It was more boredom.
Boredom. Okay. So well, yeah, I guess they come hand in hand. So so basically, but then at the same time, you had to live, you had to find a place to live, you had to like apply. Like it's not free, right? So there's all these kind of human adult things that you have to do to get to land in your first class, I guess, right?
Well, for me, Native Americans, Indigenous peoples, were actually covered by the government. We're
Okay.
actually encouraged to go to school, so all of our finances are covered, accommodations, our tuitions are covered, and that's always been an option for me. It's just that, there was nothing I wanted to pursue, nothing I wanted to do. All I
Yeah.
wanted to do every day for the past 11 years was drink, So
Yeah.
and then I saw the opportunity. So like every Native American out there, even here in Toronto where they're drinking, they have the same choice, but you know, they're doing what they're doing here. And I'm hoping to maybe persuade or hopefully inspire some other Native Americans like myself to take that opportunity and go for it.
Well, I guess part of it is that you want to feel that you're doing something. Like there's got to be hope to achievement, I guess, right? Or desire
Yes.
for. Like I'm not going to get into there's also too. It's like basically it's whether you want to get into the madness of, because by doing that you're still getting into the madness of our culture, right? So like
Yeah. It was a really big change.
yeah,
When I first came here, I it was a shock. It was a really big shock. Because when I first started, like before I made it while Waking Conundrum, I was actually in a class. It was studying world history about cinema, the like, history of cinema.
yeah.
And the one thing I've noticed when I was in that class, I was hating it because every single Western culture from the other side of the world treated women in such disrespect, so horribly, stomping them to the ground, right? And when I compare them to my culture, we hold women up in in such high regard, and we hold them as sacred as well. And so, in comparison to that, when I was just sitting in that class, I was just getting more and more angry. So basically, Waking Conundrum was made with intense emotions, let's just say.
So, but where did you like? Where the question? Did you had to find a place to live though, right? When you went to Toronto Film School.
Yeah, it was actually pretty easy. There's a website on Toronto Film School that I was able to navigate through the websites that they have and that they offer, and I found actually a nice place. It's just right on Jarvis and Dundas, which is right near one of the main campuses, like 2 blocks away. So like that was it was a really good place.
I'm familiar with that neighborhood. You go up a couple blocks, there's a Harvey's there, right?
Yep, yeah, there is.
Yeah.
I go there a couple times.
And then there's that garden, the Winter Garden, right? You can go to the Winter Garden, right?
Yeah, that place is actually beautiful. I got some
Yeah.
drone shots there.
Gotcha. Yeah, yeah. All right. So, okay, so you go to school, you're learning the history. So what did you ever like, I'm assuming you saw some movies, I guess, in your before you got to film school.
Yeah, I watched up. I grew up watching a lot of horror movies or whatever my parents had on the screen,
Yeah.
and but yeah, no. The most movies I would watch would be Star Wars growing up.
Okay.
Like the sci-fi kind of thing, man, with, Wicked Conundrum being a dystopian sci-fi. There's really no comparison, but I was just very intrigued with that. So most of the time, I actually spent my time outside than inside watching movies,
Okay.
because young boys going outside, playing, imagining we're in these worlds, and we were just acting out in our own little worlds.
All right, so let's talk about your film. This guy wakes up, he's in a room, he doesn't know where he is, uh, and then the kind of plot points develop. But it's an intriguing beginning, right? Because I can psychoanalyze your story and your script, but let's not do that. Let's get people can fill in the blanks because there's a lot of you in this film, you can tell, right? So just getting
Yeah.
to know you 10 minutes for 10 minutes. But so tell me about the idea. Where did you kind of, how do you remember when you came up with this idea?
Yes. Uh, there was this one time I actually ran away from the police when I was a kid. I slipped and hit my head. I woke up in this place where it, it seemed like the ceiling actually didn't end, and then like the room was spinning, and then I'm like, I wake up. I'm in this very tiny room. I'm like, where am I? What is this? And then another juvenile young girl was brought into the same room with me. And from there, but it didn't turn out as Waking Conundrum, but there I'm like, huh, you know what? That could be a start of something there.
And the cops weren't like, oh, I guess they were to you. They weren't alien creatures, I guess.
Kind of, yeah.
Because there's a lot of they're like Ewoks in a sense, right? Like you referenced Star Wars because they don't have we don't see their faces.
Yeah. Because like with the officers, I'm not sure what they were wearing, but I couldn't see them when they came in when they dropped off this girl. So
Gotcha. So tell me about so you kind of did you have to pitch this the script to the school to get it done?
actually, I was not going to pitch it at all. I had no intention of making Waking Conundrum. Um, I actually had to do this as a school project because in order for me to advance in my courses, I had to have a script. But I had a script that I've already written and began planning and went to pre-production and we're almost in production for that. So I didn't have a script at the time, so I had one class, 4 hours to write up something, and I wrote up Waking Conundrum in 4 hours.
And so and then you just then you pitch the script to somebody to the school.
No, uh, I actually didn't pitch to the school because I was only at term four. Term five and sixes are able to pitch, and
Okay.
then they're able to develop with the school. But there's like a little bit of time in between terms. You get about a week of reprieve from school. So I took that time. I was bored at home, and I'm like, huh, you know what? I feel like producing something. I feel like making something. So I remember where I put my Waking Conundrum script, grabbed it, grabbed my computer, laptop, put it on the table, started making advertisements, and started gathering my crew. And then 2 days later, we shot Waking Conundrum.
Wow. And then so where does Alyssa come in and come in the picture?
She was actually one of the people who was the second to the last people I was looking for to help me run as an assistant director, as an AD. So when she came in, she realized she looked at my crew list and she looked at the script and she was like, you know, we need some more people. I know a good costume designer. I know some PAs. And then I'm like, good, good. That's great because I worked with students before at Toronto Film School and um, they're good. It's just that they weren't at the level that I wanted
Sure.
for this film.
Yeah. Gotcha. And then what about the cast? Where did you find the two actors?
Oh, Ender, he was the first person to apply and actually the only male to apply to this thing. And he's actually an ACTRA member, which was actually very surprising. But with being TFS, we actually have a partnership with the
Yeah.
ACTRA union.
Yeah.
So, but that's a whole other complication that we're dealing with at the moment. But uh but with getting Venora, that that was a challenging process. There was 37 women that I had to go through, and it was really difficult. You know, I wish I could have chosen them all, but you know, you have to choose one, right? And and I chose Christina Konarski.
Yeah. Was she actor as well?
Nope, she was non-union.
Oh, are you allowed to do that? Like I thought you had to like get all union people. If you're gonna go union, you have to get all union.
Well, yeah, that's the political thing
That's
that
the
we're
yeah, that's
dealing
the issue,
with
right?
Tristan, with Ender. So yeah, right now, Wicked Conundrum, all it can do is just run its film festivals until we decide to just reshoot it or we solve the problem with ACTRA. But either way, we have two paths, um, and that's what we're at the moment.
Well, what's the issue? Like, what's the conflict with them?
He didn't get permission to do it.
Oh,
He
he didn't
didn't.
get permission to do the film.
Yeah, he didn't talk to ACTRA. What he told me is that he was trying to contact them for 2 weeks and he was not getting an answer. He was calling, he was emailing,
Yeah,
no answer. And so he said, you know what? I'm just gonna do it because he just loved the
Yeah,
script, he loved the story, he loved the concept, and he he did he did a wonderful job of
yeah.
being Ender.
Well, tell him to talk to me because I know the system and he's got nothing to worry about. It's on record.
Yeah,
So
I'll
don't
do
worry about it. Yeah, it's not
that.
an issue at all. So basically, but I understand because there was some paperwork that was missed, but you can redo it. So basically, it's all good.
Yes.
So okay, so then you got the film done, and it's like really one location. So you're kind of you're it's good from a budget standpoint because you just have the two actors kind of talking, and you got the one location. And then I'm assuming you just had some of the crew members put up the go into in the costumes, I guess.
Yeah. They were actually really excited, and and being on set, they would just stand in random spots, not moving, not doing anything, and
Yeah,
they were actually scaring the crew every now and then.
yeah,
It was actually kind of fun, but they actually looked really cool.
yeah, they do. Okay, so basically, so then what about post-production? How was that experience for you?
This is my first time going through post-production
Yeah,
with a professional editor, and we went through probably five different what's that word? Not assemblies, not cuts, but five different levels. Like he would give me the film, I'll take a look at what he's got, I'll give him notes, and back and forth like five times. And and then after that, we sent it off to a composer in Australia. He really wanted to do the film because he actually approached me. He saw my film and post production on IMDb,
yeah,
and he said he looked at the log line synopsis. He said he loved it, and he wanted to be the composer for it. So I'm like, "Oh, sure, why not?" And he actually did a really good job with the pianos because they were really spot on.
yeah. Well, that's great. Isn't it great the world that we live in? That it doesn't matter where you are now. Just he
Yeah,
wants you.
just click in.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And then the film was done, and then you're I'm assuming you want to get it on the festival circuit and kind of get people to see it.
Yeah. I just wanted to get to people like because like with this film, it's a very interesting idea where, all men are supposed to be dead. But then again, in this film, there's this one guy, right?
Yeah,
So so yeah, so I went out to film festivals. I wanted to get their feedback and idea of what I had here. And when I saw that video that you sent to me, um, only one guy actually read the second script, the second episode, before he even saw the first one. And I loved how he said like he was hungry for more. He was angry and I wanted to know more. And then I guess that's when you guys sent him the film and you guys, sated his hunger, I guess. He he felt good
that was
seeing
an
it.
incredible coincidence. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I was just wondering though, like how
Yeah.
these, like where these people saw this second script, because I've only
Yeah,
sent it to
that's what I'm
two
saying.
places.
That's what I mean. Like I think that he was like a reader for that contest. It's like one in 100,000 coincidence. So that
Yeah, because like well, one of the festivals was I sent it to one of the Cannes festivals, like no, not the big Cannes.
yeah,
It
the
was like
small
one of
game.
the
Yeah,
yeah one of the world arts ones,
yeah,
and then I sent it somewhere in Bangkok. Uh, it was like their first ever opening festival. So I'm like, huh, you know what? Let's see how my story is received over there.
yeah,
So, so yeah, because different cultures, like I said before, uh, different cultures treated women differently but badly.
yeah.
So,
So yeah. So obviously there's a lot. So basically, so are you? I'm assuming you got the bug. You want to make more films?
yeah, well, with Waking Conundrum, I've already written episodes th 2 to 6 already. And now I'm going to be finishing off the last two episodes, which will be the finale.
Gotcha.
Cousin, did you yourself did you read the second episode
No,
script?
no,
Oh,
yeah,
okay. All right. Anyways, two new characters are introduced.
gotcha.
So, so in this world, what I have planned is that there's no bad guys and there's no good guys. It really
Okay,
depends on your view when it comes to women and men.
yeah.
So, so yeah, there's so if if you really perceive women, you're gonna cheer for them, and if you want to go for the men, you're gonna cheer for them.
Well,
So
there's
it really
shades
de
of
so
gray.
there's
There's shades of
yeah,
gray in humanity, and if you just present a character, that's up to the audience to decide what they feel about them, right?
yeah,
That's the best kind
yeah.
of storytelling.
Yes. So yeah, so that's what I have. They have a very interesting adventure. Um, they all grow and there's actually quite a bit of science. And I actually had to do a lot of research on my own, and it was kind of frustrating. But most of this stuff I have to recheck the facts.
So if you if, like for this film and this entire experience, if you had one wish to kind of take this to another level, what wish would it be?
Oh, that is like so easy. For episode 5, I would love to have Neil deGrasse Tyson. It's just that because when I was driving back and forth between Winnipeg and here, which is, like a 49-hour drive each way, I actually started listening to Star Talk, his podcast,
Yeah.
and he was actually making learning a lot of fun because usually I don't listen to these kind of podcasts, and he was very knowledgeable, and there's stuff happening in this world that he actually talks about. So I'm like, huh, who's the best person and the most fun to listen to? And I thought of Neil deGrasse Tyson because I think that he would be the most perfect person to be in this world. But if it doesn't happen, then I'm probably gonna have to reach to one of the local historians here.
So like is like he's like playing a character then, or
Yeah, he would actually be himself.
okay,
Like even though time has passed, the timeline is 500 years after men disappeared.
yeah.
So yeah, you'll find out uh, if I ever get this produced, you will see how this person, how if I do get Neil deGrasse Tyson, you'll find out how he's still there.
Because realistically, we don't need men. Men don't need to be on Earth, right?
That's subjective.
Yeah. No, I'm talking from a logical standpoint. They just need sperm to keep going, but they don't. But then again, men will be born. But you
But
know,
but the
realistically, it doesn't. I guess to keep the next generation going. I guess, right?
Yeah, because in this world, women are encouraged to have children. But most of them don't want to because they don't want to go through the heartbreak of, 50% chance of having a girl and being
Yeah,
happy and raising a child or having a boy and losing a child.
yeah.
So that's the kind of world that I set the women in. But they are on top.
Gotcha. Well, it's an interesting idea. It's an interesting script, and I wish you the ultimate best of success. And yeah, you got it. It's a great story that you have, and just keep staying sober and keep being creative, and you're on your way.
I will. I'll do just that.
All right, man. I wish you the best of success.
Thank you, Matthew.